You are tuned in to another edition of Americana Music Profiles, brought to you by Americana Rhythm Music Magazine and AmericanaMusicMagazine.com. I'm your host, Greg Tutwiler. Let's jump right in to the next exciting interview. Irish musician Danny Burns began his career as a traveling folk singer nearly 20 years ago. He spent 19 of those years living here in the United States. However, he considers his new CD project, North Country, actually his debut project. Danny is my guest here on the next edition of Americana Music Profiles. Hi, Danny. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me.
Yep, good to chat with you. So we were talking offline here a minute ago. You've been on the road pretty good here the last couple of days.
Yeah, traveling. We're on our way to Louisiana. Just left BC yesterday, so we'll be hitting Nashville shortly. Stopping for a few hours and then heading on down the road.
Is that a pretty normal schedule for you right now?
March has been busy enough. January was very busy with the record release, and then into February was more DC just stuff.
Yeah.
Usually this time of March being a busy month with lots of travel. Usually, pretty standard.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to kind of chat a little bit about the new record, North Country, and reading through some of the press material, it's sort of been dubbed your debut CD, but you've been at this for a while, haven't you?
Yeah. I suppose we kind of discussed that when we were putting it out, and I just kind of felt, obviously, with recordings before, and then kind of retracted them and demos and done all sorts of stuff over the years. But I suppose it was kind of the thing, first one I was officially 100% involved with, and I'm happy with you.
Yeah. You grew up in Ireland. Do I have that right?
Yeah, in the northwest of Ireland, a place called Donegal. And then, my family lived out here in the 80s. My oldest brother stayed with the university and everything else and worked in New York, so I used to spend some of the summers coming back with him. And then I got offered a working gig a touring gig when I was about 18, so I came back and been doing that since,
So you've been a working musician since you were 18. Is that right?
I'd say, I've been a musician probably since I was 16 back in Ireland.
Yeah.
My uncle and my mother are both working musicians, so
okay.
They started subbing out gigs to me when I was about 16.
So you grew up in a extremely musical environment then, it sounds like.
Yeah, there was always amps and PA systems and all sorts of equipment hanging around the house and people coming and borrowing stuff, dropping stuff off, so yeah, we were all, that was, you made the bread and butter working, gigging.
Yeah. Do you recall a point in your younger childhood when it was something for you that you knew this is what you were going to do?
When I started playing, in one of the traditional bands, the traditional Irish music bands, and then started doing the more I was doing bar gigs and rock covers and country covers and stuff like that. And I suppose, to be honest, probably when I had little beginning jobs like doing dishwashing or construction jobs like that when I was younger, then I started to get a few gigs out and I started making some money. So, and it was a lot different. You were going out and you're enjoying yourself and playing music and getting paid for it, so that was kind of a big factor.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned a few minutes ago that you had done a few different projects, and if I understood correctly, had never really released any of those yet. So kind of made this your debut CD. How long have you been working on this particular album?
This record came out on January 18th, and I suppose the production started probably 2000. I'd say pre-production and demoing started in 2012, 2013. So maybe between 2013 2014, it started. We moved up out in New Orleans and to the DC area. I started playing with a lot of bluegrass guys, and the songs started to take a shape in the live situation with those arrangements. So I would say it was 4 years, probably 4 years in the making, because it was ready. It was mastered the year before it was released. So January 18th, 2019. So it would have been ready. It was probably January 18th, 2018.
And have you been able to tour with these songs along the way, or do you have other songs in your repertoire that are originals that you've mixed in with this? What's a set look like for you leading up to this record?
The set these days, I try to get as much of the album in currently. Before the album was released, some of the songs, which is Great Big Sea, I wrote that when I was about 19, so that's been around a long time. And I'd say, a lot of the songs, it's kind of another thing where I felt comfortable with this record. All those songs on there had been road tested for many years.
You're right.
So that's kind of, I felt that there was no second guessing with any of these ones because they were just, we had gigged them for so long, they got responses out live, so I kind of knew that we just had to get them right in the studio,
Yeah. Are these songs that you've written personally?
Yeah, I've written all the songs on here. I haven't done the whole co-writing thing yet or before, but
yeah,
I'm going to be doing a bit of it now later in the month with some friends in Nashville, so that'll be an experience. And a session with Dan Kaminsky end of the month, and Sean Camp, a few other people.
Yeah, yeah. I was looking at the list of folks that you've worked with. Holly Williams, Mindy Smith, Sam Bush, Jerry Douglas, Tim O'Brien, even Critter from the Old Crow Medicine Show. What led you to bring that group of folks in to work with you on this record?
I took my time with it. I'd go down to Nashville, I'd book some studio time, I'd cut some stuff bit by bit, and then whenever I'd get to the song, I'd be arranged in there, and I'd think of who I wanted it to be like a collaborative thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have been out gigging, I would have been like opening for Jerry or opening for Sam, and I was a really big fan of Mindy, and I just kind of went down through the songs, and I didn't have a producer involved, so I was trying to produce. I did produce it myself, so
okay.
I was just kind of thinking of who would be cool here or who would be cool there, and I just reached out to different folks, and we just said yes, and came down to the studio.
Yeah. So these are all people that you've had the opportunity to play with at some point.
Yes, the majority of them played with or opened for, or been on shows with, like events. Like I met Tiff Merritt up in New York City at a city winery at a Teddy Thompson Everly Brothers tribute a few years back.
Yeah,
and that was a real cool night. There was tons of great guests on that show, and got to meet other people. I kind of sent her the demo before that, I think.
Yeah.
So then we got together that night, and we discussed it. She got to be, so we actually cut that over in, we cut her vocals over in Studio G in Brooklyn.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But then and I think we tracked the band inside Charlottesville, Virginia, at White Star Sound, I think. Yeah. So it happened in a bunch of places.
Yeah. The album has a very distinctive sound. There's clearly elements of bluegrass in it, but there's other influences too. Do you call it bluegrass, or what do you feel like best kind of describes what you guys do as a band?
Well, as a record goes, I think I set out to kind of make an acoustic record that was definitely influenced and utilizing bluegrass sounds as the vessel. And like when I did one of the earliest sessions we did was with Tim O'Brien at John Prine's place in Nashville, called the Butcher Shop,
right.
John and Fergie's place.
Okay.
And we were going to do it similar. Tim kind of had brought us there, and then it was me and Tim, and then young Sam raised Tim and introduced me to Sam. Sam was playing bass. So it was just the three of us. We tracked it live. We did Darling Ocean, which is a track on there. We did that live, and Tim was just asking, what do you want to do on this? I kind of discussed with him if I had landed over at the turn of the century from Ireland, and he was there moving West Virginia, where his people are from, they came from Ireland. And I was just kind of thinking, like, if we ended up, we're both the same age, and in the early 20s, and we started jamming out together, and he's doing his West Virginia, his influence on music from West Virginia, and I was doing my thing from Ireland, how that sound and how that blend into this kind of
cool
Appalachian kind of sounding thing. So that's what I was kind of going for. Like, whenever I worked with Sam or Jerry or anybody, I wanted them to bring their indigenous sounds to it,
Yeah.
And that was a good approach. So as regards what I would call it, I think it's definitely, there's been some nice language used by some journalists. I think someone called it the reference to transatlantic sessions. So I guess it's acoustic, bluegrass influenced, Americana, a transatlantic. There's definitely influences of Celtic music in there too. So yeah, I was just going back to in my opinion, I was going to try to really backtrack to the origins of all those acoustic sounds.
Yeah.
Whether they be Appalachian or Celtic or bluegrass or almost Cajun as well. So that was kind of again,
With the album taking you several years from start to finish production and final product, did you feel like it evolved over those years as the pieces were falling into place?
For sure. I started demoing demos for all those songs, and then as I demoed them and worked with different people, they evolved and they kind of matured as regards for studio recordings. And when the live version of these tunes, they've been just that one thing, but I guess the studio thing was going to be a different hurdle. They definitely evolved. There's songs on the record there that I may have recorded maybe 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
And had mixed and even had mastered them. And then at the end of the day, I kind of go, no, that's still not there yet.
Okay.
So when I ended the situation of track all the production, I was working with Shani Gandhi, an amazing engineer, mixing engineer, and studio engineer, and she worked on the Sergio Rose records and tons of other great records over at Gary Bachosa studio in Nashville. So once I heard, I guess the first, she's doing a lot of engineering throughout, and then once I heard, I think our first mix, I knew we were on to just a higher level of audio, of sound integrity, and the mixing, the tones. So I was delighted once I got to that point, but there was a lot of money spent, and there was times when I'd have something mixed and had it mastered, and I'd present it to friends or whatever, family, and they were like, oh yeah, that's good, but so I kind of did scrap some stuff and went back and started over.
Okay.
And yeah, I couldn't be happier with the end result, man.
Yeah. So, are any of the folks that you worked with in the studio, are they part of your band, or did you finish that up and then put your band together so that you could take this out?
I'm pretty, when I'm in Nashville, I get lucky enough to call the folks that are on the record. We did a record release there in Nashville in early January, and Sam came out and joined us. And
good, okay.
He sat in with us. We had Eamon McLaughlin on fiddle, who's on the record. We had Ross Holmes on fiddle. They did twin fiddle and mandolin. Ross Holmes was in a great band called Chef Boxer. He was in Tabac Sky, and Blizzard Hornsby and Blizzard Mumford and Sons and everybody. And then Matt Menifee on banjo also plays with all those groups. We had Jeff Picker on bass that night. Jeff's in Ricky Scout's band. So yeah, we're doing a St. Patrick's Day night show on Sunday night at Station in Nashville, and it'll be some of the bands on the record will be joining me on that show.
Okay.
So
awesome.
When I'm in Nashville, I guess we get spoiled, and then depending on where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing then you do have kind of a regular group of guys that if those aren't available, and then you've kind of got your band that takes over. Is that?
Yeah, I got a small core touring band.
Yeah.